for coming. I recognize quite a few people through, of course. Not everyone, there's lights. But my name is Ben Gaskin, and I'm a 7th grade teacher. And this is our 3rd performance of our class play. And we are doing 2 extra performances. Normally it's just a Thursday and Friday, and we're doing a Friday night and a Saturday matinee. Yes, it's a fundraiser, but also we put so much work into this play that why not do it 4 times? If you just did it twice, you're just kind of getting the hang of it. So, but thank you for anything that you contributed, and hope you got some nice snacks. And this is going to go towards our 8th grade trip for next year, so we really appreciate it. And please feel free to tell anybody tomorrow that we are doing our final performance at 2 p.m. So come again, or tell friends. Again, thank you for coming. So our story this evening is about a particular hobbit on an adventure. And historically, hobbits do not like adventures. They like the warmth of their home, cozy fire, and good food and drink, and they like to hear about adventures, but they do not partake in adventures. Until one day, when our particular hobbit, Mr. Bilbo Baggins, gets visited by a fantastic wizard who is known across the land as Gandalf. And little does Bilbo know, but he is about to embark on the adventure of a lifetime. And he didn't even know that he had such adventurous capacities until he was asked to escort a band of dwarves to go out and slay a dragon and bring back treasure. Most of you know the story of the Hobbit, so the rest we shall tell. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoy the show.
How delicious the morning is in this part of the world. Feels like nothing has happened here for ages. All green and still. Rather like the inside of one of those fresh eggs you're eating, don't you think?
Oh, I wouldn't know. It's hard to look at a place from the outside when you live on the inside. But then, you're a stranger here. Welcome. I still have a breakfast or 2 left if you care for any.
Thank you. I haven't the time. And I'm not a stranger anywhere, unless, of course, I choose to be.
Oh, yes. Well, how do you do, sir?
Magnificently, of course. But at the moment I'm searching for someone to share a great adventure. A stupendous adventure that I'm arranging. But it's very hard to find anyone. What was that?
That was the neighbors, slamming their doors and shutters.
An adventure, huh?
You, sir, are in the neighborhood of hobbits.
Hobbit? Hobbit? What's a hobbit?
We're just plain simple folk. We have no use for adventure. Nasty, uncomfortable things. Adventures make you late for dinner. You can't think what anyone sees in them.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Bilbo Baggins.
That's my name. How did you...
You know mine too, although you don't know that I belong to it. I'm Gandalf, and Gandalf means me. To that I should have been good morning by Belladonna took sun, as if I were selling buttons at the door.
Gandalf? Gandalf? Good gracious, not the wandering wizard who used to tell such wonderful tales at parties about dragons and giants and goblins.
The same, dear boy.
Dear me, are you the same Gandalf who led so many of our quiet lads and lasses off on mad adventures? Dear me, life used to be quite you used to upset things quite badly in these parts. I beg your pardon, but I had no idea you were still in business.
Where else should I be? Well, for your grandfather Took's sake, and for the sake of your poor mother Belladonna, I'll give you what you've asked for.
But I haven't asked for anything.
Yes, you have. In fact, I'll be so kind as to send you on an adventure. Very amusing for me, very good for you, and profitable too, if you live through it.
If I live through it? No adventure. No, thank you. Good morning. I'd ask you into tea, but...
How kind of you to ask me. I hate to think alone. You go on in and prepare the tea. I'll be in shortly. I have a little business to attend to. Fine place you have here, Bilbo.
Yes, I love my quiet home.
You know, I haven't been this way for a long time. Not since your grandfather took passed on.
Yes, well, I don't expect as much to amuse you around here.
True, but you hobbits make a relaxing change to all those dwarves and elves with their light-headed bustle and hard-headed hustle. Do you know the most amazing thing about hobbits?
No, what?
That you remain gentle folk in spite of everything. I mean, I just dropped by, and yet you insisted I stay in for tea.
Well,
You expecting someone?
No. Oh, maybe the groceries.
Wallen, at your service.
Why, Bilbo Baggins here, at yours. I was expecting groceries.
I was told you set a great table.
Ask the fellow in for tea, why don't you?
Yes. Won't you join us for tea? The kettle's... Well, now. Oh, excuse me. I really have no idea who it could be. Oh!
I see they have begun to arrive already. Balin, at your service.
Thank you. You said they have begun to arrive already?
Groceries, Bilbo?
Actually, no. Won't you join us for tea?
Actually, a glass of buttermilk will suit me better, if it's all the same to you, good sir. But I wouldn't mind some cake. Seed cake if you have any.
Oh, lots. Excuse me.
No hurry. Fine lodgings here, eh, brother? These hobbits have the cream. A big thing this is we're setting out for. But dangerous, terribly dangerous.
Not again.
Allow me to unburden you.
Feely, at your service.
Why, Baggins here, at yours, and your family's.
Wallen? Wallen here already? I see. Let us join the throng.
Throng?
Why, Bilbo, I really didn't think that hobbits mix with dwarves.
They don't.
No, that's odd since you have so many dwarvish friends.
I've never seen them before in my life. Why, if my neighbors knew, they'd be scandalized. Dwarves here at Bag End?
That'll be Dory and Nori.
Who? The nerve.
Dory, at your service.
Where do y'all come from? There's just no end to them. I must be having a nightmare. Ouch!
You're awake.
Honored dwarves. I'm afraid you've mistaken this for a restaurant. This is a private home.
Oh, jolly good. Bring out the food.
Hot cocoa for me, please. More cakes, we're fresh out, please.
Stop that pounding! What are you trying to do?
Hipper, at your service. Bomber, at your service. And our great leader, Thor. So,
My fault, I'm terribly sorry.
don't mention it. I see we're all here.
Quite a merry gathering.
What could that be?
Well, I certainly wouldn't know.
Your groceries, Mr. Baggins.
Thank you, lads. I'll take them.
Having a party, Mr. Baggins? Jeez, Mr. Baggins. Dwarves, hundreds of them. Wait till they hear this down the road. Dwarves like locusts.
Oh, dear.
I trust this food for the latecomers.
Well, I may have a little tea left.
Tea? No thank you. A little red wine, some cold chicken, and pickles.
And for me.
Apple pie and coffee if you don't mind.
And a mince pie with cheese. Pork pie and salad.
And raspberry jam. And muffins.
Put on a few eggs, there's a good fellow.
Cold tongue, a side of hair. Cupcake.
A sort of cheeses, if you please.
More cakes and ale.
Oh, certainly. Dig in. Seems to know as much about the inside of my kitchen as I do. I could use some help.
Dory. Now, blow the lamp, Balin.
Dark for dark business.
Hush, let Thorns speak. Gandalf, dwarves, and Mr. Baggins.
Why so dark?
We like the dark.
We are met in the house of our friend and fellow conspirator,
No.
this wise and brave Hobbit.
Dear me.
May the hair in his toes never fall out. Ah, praise to his food.
Here!
We are met to discuss our plans. We shall start before dawn on a long, hard journey, so dangerous that some of us may not survive, or reach the Misty Mountains only to be eaten by the dragon.
Come. He's an excitable little fellow. He gets these strange fits, but he's as fierce as a dragon in a pinch.
It's all very well for you to talk, but one trick like that in a moment of danger might wake the dragon and all his kin. He'd eat the lot of us as fast as you'd swallow a dozen cupcakes.
It did sound more like fright than excitement. In fact, but for the sign on the door, I'd have thought we'd come to the wrong house.
Why, he just turned his belly right before our eyes. He seems more like a grocer than a burglar.
Pardon me, but I could not help overhearing your insults. Am I allowed a few words?
By all means.
First of all, I don't know what you're talking about. There isn't a sign on my door, unless, of course, you're referring to all the dents you've made from your banging.
Of course there's a sign. I put it there myself.
My good sir, the sign says burglar wants a good job, plenty of excitement, and musical reward.
So, I've been deceived.
You asked me to find another man for your expedition, and I chose Mr. Baggins here.
Oh, you did you? Well, if you think that
But I'm afraid I've made a sad mistake. This can't be the chap. I was looking for a member of the famous Took family. Imagine, I mistook him for Took.
But I also...
Really? The blood must have thinned then.
Why, my great uncle Bill Rourke took...
Yes, but we're talking about you.
I said to myself, now here's a hobbit with desire beyond his next cup of tea. But he's just a normal run-of-the-shire hobbit. When adventure knocks, he locks the door and hides under the bed.
Really, this is too much.
Well, dwarves, you can go back to shoveling coal. Mr. Baggins is afraid to go.
Sir, I must tell you, to uphold the honor of the Took family, I would cross mountains and deserts and fight 100 dragons. I would...
Splendid. Mr. Baggins is with us. Now, Thorin.
No. Well, why did I say that? You're a fool, Bilbo. Now you put your foot in it.
But are you sure he'll do? You yourself said that he
If
wouldn't.
I say he's a burglar he is, or will be when the time comes. There's more to him than you think, or he knows of himself. You live to thank him, and to thank him that you live.
Let us hope so. Now, on with the plan. It's getting late.
Let's have some light on this. This is a map of the Lonely Mountain. It was left here by your grandfather, King Thray.
Ah, yes.
What now?
Where the treasure is. And the dragon.
I don't see that this will help much. I remember the mountain and the land about it well enough. Monkwood, the Willow Heath.
That's where the great dragons live.
Ha! There's the dragon marked in red. Well, not likely to miss him, are we?
The dragon. I'm not overly fond of dragons, but then I've never actually known any.
Yes, you will. Now, Thorin, that circle on the map marks the secret entrance to the mountain.
Ha! But is it still secret? That's the question.
By now, the dragon must know these caves from top to bottom.
Not the secret entrance. It's so well hidden. And, by the way, I've got a key that goes with the map. Here it is. Keep it safe.
Indeed I will. Well now, things are beginning to look more hopeful. A secret entrance. What luck?
Arr! Hear him roar! It's almost dinner time. The dragon's hungry for some nice roasted burglar.
Oh. Suppose we ask our burglar expert to give us his thoughts and suggestions.
Well, first of all, I'd like to know more about the treasure, and how it got there, and who it belongs to, and so on.
Oh, very well.
I'd also like to know about risks, out-of-pocket expenses, time required, wages, etc.
He wants to know his chances of coming back alive and how much gold he'll get.
His chances are as good as ours. The circumstances are briefly these. Long ago, when my grandfather was king, the dwarves settled under the lonely mountain and built the merry town of Dale. Those were the happy days. They built beautiful things just for the fun of it, not to sell as we do now. When they needed more gold, or emeralds, or rubies, they just dug them straight out of the mountain. There was no end to the supply. But that brought the dragon. Good times always bring dragons. History illustrates.
Be brief, won't you?
Yes, of course. There's an especially wicked dragon called Swim. His name seems to be stuck in my throat.
Smart.
Yes, curse him! He flew from the east and burned the town. Only a few escaped, my father among them.
And then?
The dragon ate the dwarves and took the treasure, the fiend. So now, we mean to reclaim what is rightfully ours, and bring our curses home to Swim.
Smart.
Yes, death to all dragons, especially Smart!
Here.
Hear what?
Here's what I'd like to say.
Go ahead, say it.
Well, first of all, I think you ought to go to the secret entrance and have a look around. Dragons must sleep sometimes. And now, I'm off to bed. You have my blessing. Is there anything I can get you before you go?
Before we go, I suppose you mean. You're the burglar, and getting inside the entrance is your job.
But, you see, I may have spoken a little hastily just now. It's an inconvenient time to...
It's nearly done. Time to start.
Well, where's our burglar? Where's the Hobbit?
Here he is, bravo.
My, the way the morning starts decides the day. It's going to be a miserable day. Hunting dragons. At my age. What a fool I am. Everyone expecting me to be ready at the drop of a hat. My hat. My coat. My brolly. My bugahegi. My purse.
Stop fussing.
Where's my diary? If the dragon eats me, there'll be no record. And I haven't got any money.
Get a grip on yourself, Mr. Baggins.
You'll learn to do without small comforts before we reach the journey's end.
Where's his money? Imagine, our burglar hasn't any money. My purse, my hanky, my carrot.
I have a spare hood. The lining is fireproof. It'll keep your hair from being burned when Smog spits fire at you.
Thank you, Oliver. Much obliged. I wish it fitted closer, but the fireproof lining is great. Very great.
Are we all ready to start? Ah, Bilbo, I believe you forgot this.
Thank you, my diary.
And I remembered you, Bonder.
Cakes, where did you get them?
From a friend of mine who lives far from here. You may yet meet him.
It tastes so funny.
Yes, my friend keeps these. Don't eat those cakes right now. You'll need them.
With all the food we're taking, but as you say, Gandalf.
Our marching song.
Far
over the misty mountains, gold to dungeons deep and counting gold, we must away the break of day to see the fair enchanted gold.
Couldn't they sing something cheery?
Such as
Home Sweet Home. Have just stopped to rest and let Feely water our ponies. Thought for today. Adventures are not all Sunday strolls in May sunshine. That's really well put. Covered in burrs and soaked with these nasty May rains. Bother Berkeley. I wish I was home with the kettle just beginning to sing.
You'll wish that again before we're out of this mess, but go on. I like to hear about our adventures.
Thanks. At first, I thought adventures were much like picnics. We've traveled past pretty farms, and the people seem friendly. But things have changed lately. See thought for today. We've seen no one all day, and there's nothing ahead but black, rainy mountains. As soon as Feely's back, I vote we go ahead and have some hot supper.
Sound idea.
Did someone say supper?
Where's Feely? We should be going on.
I hear something.
It's Feely.
He's shouting for help.
Feely, where are the ponies? What happened?
I lost them. Lost them?
How could you?
Did they run away?
Silence, dwarves! Feely, where are the ponies?
I took them down to the water like you said, but the bank was almost dry. They wandered off drinking at the little pools.
Did you stay with them?
I did until they were settled drinking water. Then I went on the big lake here for mushroom seed.
You mean you left them?
I ran back the minute I heard something. A great wall of water came thundering out of the mountains. I shouted, but it was over the ponies in a moment. They just tumbled over and over like logs and were gone.
All of them?
Yes,
And the food bags?
on the ponies.
But then we've nothing to eat.
We've got honey cakes.
Why, Gandalf? You knew we'd need that.
Yes, but maybe we'll have greater use for them later. This isn't a real emergency. We're not starving.
I am.
After all, you've got our burglar with us. It's up to you, burglar. Burglar us some food.
Up to me. I like that. Out here, it would need a magician to find food. Perhaps this is the time to get enough meant for us to eat the honey cakes. Why don't we ask him?
You may be ready. Where is Gandalf?
Asleep, probably. I'll wake him. Gandalf! Gandalf!
He's gone. Gone? Oh no. Smartest thing he ever did.
If I was a wizard, I'd vanish too.
Yes, well, I'm sure he had his reasons. We'll have to go on without him. We dwarves have always stood alone. Our forefathers didn't depend on magic.
And look what happened to them. Dragon ate them.
Speaking of eating,
Oh,